Look on these forms, just stay a while and pass. Now he's saying they're passing through. He says, look at all these things, the whole panorama. They live for a while and pass away and come here. Look on this form, just stay a while and pass. These lives that long and strive, then no more. These structures that have no abiding truth. The Savior creeds that cannot save themselves but perish in the strangling hands of the ear, discarded from man's thought, proved false by time. Philosophies that strip all problems bare, they vanish again. Today you have got one philosophy, tomorrow you have got another, day after tomorrow you have one more, goes on. But nothing ever has solved since earth began. That is true. And science is omnipotent in vain. So we have done marvelous things, but they are again finally vain. You cannot conquer death with all those things. By which men learn what the suns are made, transformed all forms to serve their outward need, ride to the sky and sail beneath the sea. So he is narrating the whole history. But learn not what they are or why they came, these polities, architectures of man's brain. So all these formulations of societies, all these architectures, they are all vain. That bricked with evil and good, wall in man's spirit, and fissured houses, palaces at once, and jail, rot while they rage and crumble before they crash. These revolutions, demon or drunken god, convulsing the wounded body of mankind, only to paint in new colors an old face. So it's the same face, but we are giving only different colors to that face. These wars, carnage triumphant, ruin gone mad, the work of centuries vanishing in an hour. The blood of the vanquished and the victor's crown, which men to be born must pay for their pain. The hero's face divine or satis limb. The demon's grandeur makes the demigod, the glory and the beasthood and the shame. Why is it all the labor and the din, the transient joy, the timeless sea of tears, the longing and the hoping and the cry, the longing and the hoping and the cry. Again, see the longing and the hoping and the cry. I am Pirik, I am Pirik, I am, like that, you see. And the longing and the hoping and the cry. The battle, the victory and the fall. See. The aimless journey that can never pause, the vacant toil, the incoherent sleep. 144.14. This is the longest sentence in Savitri. 33 lines. 33 lines in Savitri. In one breath, he has spoken, he has given you the entire history of mankind. In one breath. In 33 lines. The waking toil, the incoherent sleep. 33 lines. Well, actually, I will say it is more than 33 lines. Up to here, as we have got here, there are 33 lines. But take these two lines. Song, shouts and weeping, wisdom and idle words, the laughter of men, the irony of the gods, they are all in vain. These two lines are without a verb. These two lines are without a verb. And they are again repeated with a question mark. Actually, when you have got a series of question marks, the whole thing becomes a single sentence. The whole thing becomes a single sentence, without capitals. The word for that thing is, why is it all? Why is it all? Why song, shouts and weeping, wisdom and idle words and laughter of men and the irony of God. So those 33 lines, plus I will add these two lines also. That is 35. and plus one more.
Yeah.
Why did you stop there?
Yeah, just
No, really, because
actually I should read continuously.
yeah.
I should read up to here, even here.
Yeah, you can do
Yeah. So 33 plus 4, 37 lines.
You can do
Or else, self-mode, the world was its own way. That also can be added to that. Or else. The whole thing is one single sentence. This number of question marks means it is one single sentence. But here, it is slightly different. This is slightly different. Or nothing is there, but only a mind that dreams. The world is a myth that happened to come true, a legend told by itself by conscious mind, imaged and played on a faint matter's ground, on which it stands in an unsubstantial vast. So the world is standing on unsubstantial vast. And who is the author of this world? Mind is the author. It is mind who has created the whole thing. It is mental creation. Spectator, actor, stage, he is all. He is the author, he is the spectator, he is the playwright, he is the actor, he is the stage, everything is it. Mind only is, and what it thinks is seen. Therefore, if mind is all, or mind can never, if mind is all, renounce the hope of bliss. You are chanting the hymn of felicity, forget about bliss if mind is all. If mind is all, there is no felicity at all, there is no bliss at all. If mind is all, renounce the hope of bliss. If mind is all, renounce the hope of truth. Which is true. But in other words, he also admits that possibly mind is not all. He says if mind is all, renounce. For mind can never touch the body of truth, and mind can never see the soul of God. Only his shadow it grasps, nor hears his laugh, as it turns from him to the vain seeming thing. So he is contending everything. You are a mental being, and therefore this is what it is, creation. Mind is a tissue woven of light and shade, which is true, chiaroscuro. Where right and wrong has shown their mingled paths, or mind is nature's marriage of covenants between truth and falsehood, between joy and pain. The struggling pair, no cord can separate. Struggling pair, truth and falsehood, joy and pain. They will be always together as long as there is mind only. If mind is nature's marriage of covenants. Now, mind is a tissue woven by light, that is all right. Here, marriage of covenants. In my opinion, this word is a coinage of Sri Aurobindo, covenants. Covenant does not exist in the standard dictionary. Covenant is there. Understanding. Covenant is there. Covenant. So from covenant he has made covenants of mutuality, of understanding, of agreement. Marriage of covenants. But what we have in the revised edition is convenance.
Convenance. Yeah, because I have convenance.
You have got convenance.
But I thought it's like this in English. It's not it?
What you have in the revised edition is convenance.
It's like arranged marriage.
Yeah. Convenience is convenience. It's a convenience of marriage.
But this one is arranged marriage.
But here, I think covenants has a different shade and meaning and content. It is not convenience. It is not convenience.
What does mean covenant?
Covenant, I give the covenant, the holy covenant in the church, a spirit and matter covenant.
Convent, convent.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. He said it's not covenant. Covenant is not covenant. What
So
does
it has some kind of an occult content in it, covenant. Let me tell you exactly. What I have written here, let me see if I got written here. Yeah. Covenants, I am putting in the term of covenant. Covenant made by Shavunos covenants here. Covenants means binding agreement, a compact. Binding agreement between two. That is covenant.
this is covenant?
Covenant.
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 But same meaning as covenant. No?
So covenant is the standard word, covenant. It means that a binding agreement between two. Between the church and God. There is a covenant. A binding agreement between the two. That is the theological sense of covenant. You see. What they have made is convenience. That is suitability, expediency. Marriage of suitability, of expediency. Kind of a compromise of being together. Convenience means suitable, convenient.
No.
Convenience.
A convenient, it means suitable.
Convenience would mean suitability. Which is suitable, which is agreeable. Whereas covenant means binding, bound together. You are getting the difference? No? Okay, let me read it again. Marriage of convenience. Marriage bound by agreement, by a compact. That is
Between two.
marriage bound by agreement. You are bound together. You chant, you do something, whatever it is, you are bound together by marriage. The covenant, as I said, we will keep aside the theological part of it. Between God and man, covenant is different. But marriage of covenant means a agreed proposal of being together. That is covenant. Covenant. Whereas convenience, marriage of convenience. Okay, conveniently we marry for a certain purpose, for a certain. It means it can be dissolved also.
Yeah, but when there is a marriage of convenience, agreement, it cannot be without convenience.
No, convenience is different. You see, it is convenient to marry.
If you make agreement between two, it means it's
You are bound.
suitable for the one and the other.
You have to marry me or I kill you.
No, yes.
Yeah, and in extreme cases, it is not convenient.
No, no.
It's still a covenant.
He said covenant is agreement between two. So the
Bound. Covenant is binding.
You mean compulsory?
Yes, you are bound together. When you perform a marriage ceremony, it means that you are bound together.
If you want it or not.
Oh, like this.
Ah,
So it's the opposite of
yes.
It's the opposite of
Yes.
Bound together. Covenant, binding agreement. a compact. You have made a compact to be together, agreement. Convenience, suitability, convenience, expediency, propriety. So, what we have is convenience in this edition. What they have made is convenience. See, that has diluted the whole effect. It has, yeah, it has diluted the whole effect. Now, I don't know whether there is any basis for changing convenience to convenience. Covenants to convenience. What we have here is covenants, and they have it convenience in the revised edition. The only argument which I see is the word covenants does not exist in the English dictionary. But my argument is covenants may not exist, covenant exists. And Shevendu takes the liberty of converting that thing into covenants, which is perfectly justified. You see.
Okay, then what does it mean that the mind is the marriage of convenience between truth and falsehood?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Yeah, mind is a nature's marriage of covenant. It is a kind of a binding together, not a convenience. Our mind is nature's marriage of covenants between truth and falsehood.
Yes.
Between truth and falsehood, a compact has been made.
Okay, so the mind is composed by whom?
By mind, by mind. So mind sees nature's marriage.
By the nature.
Mind sees nature's marriage of falsehood and truth as a compact or a convenience.
Yeah, but by whom?
By mind. Mind is nature's marriage. Marriage looks at it.
The mind is the marriage.
Huh? You see, it is in nature's. It is nature's nature's marriage between truth and falsehood. Marriage is between truth and falsehood, made by nature.
By nature.
By nature. And mind sees as a covenant or convenience. Our mind is nature's marriage of covenants. I will retain covenants as it is. Between truth and falsehood, between joy and pain. The struggling pair, no cord can separate. You see, it is a binding, so there is no question of separation. It is not a convenience. No cord can separate, so it is a binding. Each thought is a gold coin with bright alloy. And error and truth are its obverse and reverse. This is the imperial mintage of the brain. So it is mind who has created this thing, you see. Brain. This is the imperial mintage of the brain, and of this kind is all its currency. Mind has created it. See, you take a coin, toss it. You say head and tail. Now this head and tail is your creation. You have put on one side head, on the other side tail, and you say head and tail. If you take a coin which is blank on both the sides and toss it, you don't know what is what. You toss a coin without any mark on either side, you don't know what is what. You cannot. Because you have put red here and blue there, you say red and blue. It is your imposition on the coin which has made that difference. The coin does not differentiate that. That is true. Even in the case of a dice, you have got 6 faces. You have put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then say, the die does not see any difference between this and that. Think not to plant on earth the living truth, or make matters worse, the home of God, truth comes not there, but only the thought of truth. God is not there, only the name of God. So that is the assertion of the denier. He is asserting, think not of plant on earth living truth. Impossible. Falsehood and truth cannot live here because mind is there. Algebraic. God is not there, only the name of God. If self is there, it is bodiless and unborn. It is no one and it is possessed by none. Self is possessed by none, it is no one. That is true. On what shalt thou then build thy happy world? If self is there like that, then on what? What is the basis? Cast off thy life and mind, then art thou self, and all seeing omnipotent stark alone. If God there is, He cares not for the world. He cares not for the world. All things He sees with calm, indifferent gaze. He has doomed all hearts to sorrow and desire. He has bound all life with His implacable law. He answers not the ignorant voice of prayer. So you go to the temple, you go worship and all that thing, no response. Eternal while the ages toil beneath, unmoved, untouched by aught that He has made, He sees as minute details mid stars, the animal's agony in the fate of man, immeasurably wise, He exceeds thy thought, His solitary joy needs not thy love. His truth in human thinking cannot dwell. This is absolutely correct. Yeah. His truth in human thinking cannot dwell. That is of course true. If thou desirest truth, then still thy mind. Make your mind quiet. Forever slain by the dumb unseen light. Immortal bliss lives not in human air. How shall the mighty mother her calm delight keep fragrant in its narrow, fragile vase? So our vase is a fragile vase, and you want the flowers to remain always fragrant. How can she do that? Or lodge her sweet, unbroken ecstasy in hearts which earthly sorrow can assail, and bodies careless death can slay at will. Dream not to change the world that God has planned. Strive not to alter His eternal law. Dream not to change the world that God has planned. So that is the assertion of the denier. He is a firm denier. Impossible, impossible. And you are trying something which is impossible. If heavens there are whose gates are shut to grief, grief cannot enter into the gates of heaven. They are shut to grief. If they are such heaven, there seek the joy. Go and live there. There seek the joy thou couldst not find on earth. But don't think of changing things here. Or in the imperishable hemisphere where light is native and delight is king. Yes, maybe there. Go and live there. And spirit is the deathless ground of thing. Choose thy high station, child of eternity. If you are the child of eternity, go and live there. Don't bother about it. It is impossible here. Means he is denying the possibility of Savitri bringing about a change in this creation. Impossible. If thou art spirit and nature is thy robe, what we are seeing is a ritual. Cast off thy garb and be thy naked self, immutable is undying truth, alone forever in the mute alone. Go and stay there alone. Go and stay there alone. Alone forever in the mute alone. We have seen this thing last time also earlier, no? Alone forever in the mute alone. M capital, A small. Alone forever in the mute, this M capital, in the mute alone. See? But here it is alone, which is Turn then to God. For Him, leave all behind, forgetting love, forgetting Satyavan. Annul thyself in His immobile. Go and stay there. Be happy there. O soul, drown in His still beatitude. For thou must die to thyself to reach God's height. I, death, I am the gate of immortality. Because you have to die to yourself, therefore I am death, leading you to immortality. Die to yourself, nature, and go and live there. I am making the room for you, making the way for you. See. For thou must die to thyself to reach God's height. I, death, am the gate of immortality.